All right, so in today's video, we're going to be doing a install on two brand new VANOS solenoids. So on the N52 engine from BMW, they have an issue with the solenoids. They get dirty pretty regularly for some guys, and for some folks, they just ultimately stop working. So in today's video, we're going to show you guys how to replace those. It's a very simple job, so we're going to try and make it short and snappy. So when it comes to these VANOS solenoids, they typically run anywhere from as low as $35 to about, I think some of them cost well over $100, depending on where you buy them. And if you go to the dealership, you're really in for a doozy because those are extremely expensive. I've heard of stories of folks going on to Amazon and getting some solenoids, and those, from what I've heard on the forums, those work as well. But I think these for $35 off of Rock Auto is just a much better bet than anything off of Amazon, simply because Amazon isn't a specialized car parts dealer. They're just hustling what they can hustle. And Rock Auto has always come through for me over the years. I purchase all my auto parts through Rock Auto, and I encourage others to do the same just because they help you match up exactly the year, the make, the model, everything on your vehicle. They can get down to the specifics and get you the right parts that will fit your vehicle. So highly recommend Rock Auto, and sadly they're not a sponsor of the videos, but we're going to go ahead and recommend them because it's a nice thing to do. And here we have the first solenoid, and it looks identical to the ones that I pulled out and cleaned the other day. I had made a video cleaning the solenoids, and cleaning did not make a difference. So we're going to install these and see if they will make an improvement on our situation. The refinement and finish, it feels a little catchy around the edge on the middle flange there, but overall the connection is the correct size. Looks to be the right connection. Got a nice fresh O-ring here. We'll have to put some oil on that O-ring, get that lubed up. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and pull the old solenoids and we'll put these in. As you guys saw, for starters, we got those, there's a T20 here and a T20 here. You're able to remove that intake duct, and you have basically direct access to these guys. Let me get you zoomed in here. And it's really simple. A lot of people don't talk about these connections, but you simply push in on this and you can remove them with one finger. You just push them in and then push down. And you can see that pops loose. Put that up and out of the way as best we can. Sometimes you got to wrap it around something. We'll put it on the other side of that zip tie. And really, since I cleaned these the other day and had already kind of cleaned up the debris, I'm not too worried, but generally you'd want to get in here, make sure you're nice and clean. But we'll start with the top, and we'll simply, it's a 10 millimeter, so just get a deep socket, break it loose, and the kicker is don't drop your bolts. You don't want to drop these. Sometimes you can unscrew them all the way and keep them in the socket. And see if we can do that today. Look at there. So there you can see we have our 10 millimeter in there. We'll put this up here. Next, really you just got to reach down here and just kind of pull out on it. And that is literally how easy it is to pull these solenoids. Although I do notice that we are missing, there's an O-ring that's supposed to go right here, so that's more than likely still stuck to the block. Let me grab that. To get that O-ring, get you a little J-hook pick, and we'll just reach in here. And you can see there, we're able to grab that O-ring hook in no time. In my opinion, I think it's easier to take the top one out first and then access the bottom one, and then replace the bottom one first and then replace the top one last. One is the intake and one is the exhaust. How they flip-flop, I forget, but just pay close attention to your wires. If you need to put a marker, a little blue piece of tape to remember that this connection goes to the top. Feel free to do that. Again, we're just going to push that in, push down on the clip, take our 10mm socket, run it up in here. Again, very carefully, got that 10mm, so this is the bottom one. Same thing as the first one, we're just going to grab, give it a little jiggle. Sometimes they can be a little stubborn, but give them a little pop and a pry, and they come right out. So there is the second one, and this time we kept the O-ring on there, so that's good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and grab the new ones and install them. In case anybody's wanting to see a direct side-by-side comparison, here's the OEM old one. It's got that little marking on the top left for BMW. This one is obviously a generic ultra power brand. Everything seems to match up relatively on these guys. They look to be about the same proportions. They've got the same holes. Oops, thank goodness that was the old one. But let's go ahead and pop this one in before I drop it. Dropped a dollop of some fresh oil on this guy. I'm gonna reach in here real quick and carefully wipe away a little bit of debris I can see. We'll just go ahead and pop this guy in. So we're gonna just push it in here. Make sure we get a nice pop, like it pops into place. Nice tight fit. There it is. That's good. That's what we want. And that's why it's important to put oil on there, fresh motor oil. You kind of need to lube it up to get it pressed in smoothly without any ripping or tearing of that O-ring. So that's very important. The kicker is now, can we perform the dexterity of lining up this screw without dropping it? Feels like we're going in. I feel like we got the threads started. Let's tighten it up. A lot of people make the mistakes of stripping these out, so definitely want to be careful whenever you are doing those.
Dad!
Hey buddy, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
So good morning.
Good morning.
I just said good morning to 80.
That's good. Did you guys having fun playing Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, it's Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. That's cool. All right, let's get our next one. All right, we got our second solenoid, and I went ahead and lathered it up with some fresh motor oil. We'll come in like this, angle it in, and then we will rotate it. And ideally we'll pop it on there just like that. Kind of wiggle it, twist it back and forth for a minute. Do not drop. Excelente. We need to snug this one up. And like I'm saying, you really don't need much pressure on these. You don't want to make the mistake of over tightening them like some people do. Just hand tight, finger tight, you know, they're little. So once you feel it kind of stop, and that's where you want it. Snugged up, just hand tight. I'm not going to get into torque specs. This is Frugal Folks Garage. We don't have time for any fancy digital torque wrenches. We got our connection here. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty, but we'll clean it. We'll just dab it up. While we're doing this, let's go ahead and put some wire protection on these. I feel like they are long overdue, and since we got the new solenoids in place, let's go ahead and do that. Now, if this is all you came for, was installing the new ultra power solenoids for the N52, then you can go ahead and stop watching the video. You'll see us driving this car around hopefully here soon. But for those of you guys that want to see us fix the wiring protection, we're going to use this Chicago Electric protective wire wrap from Harbor Freight and some $1 Harbor Freight zip ties to kind of tie it all together. And for snippers, I'm going to use my garden clips. All right. So, I think we should be able to sneak this bad boy under here now. We got fresh coverings. That time I got a little snap. And so now we actually have a little bit of protective covering. Looks a lot better like that. Still got a little spot here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Split it open and run our thumb through it. Be careful. There we go. Snip, snip. Perfect. That way these wires don't lay down on top of this. I mean, this is where the hot oil is pumping through. So over time, I mean, these wires are just going to get cooked riding on that. Just to make sure we're keeping our wires secure. I think that looks a lot better. But I don't know. You guys drop a comment down below and let me know. We can't forget to get a shot of you. You're so patient. You're just so patient. But I think that's going to do it for today on the solenoid job. I'll post some other videos. Hopefully, maybe I can show a quick clip of this thing running a lot better. Hopefully it fixed our issue. Before I forget, don't forget to install the intake tube and put that back in place to connect to your air box.